Hey everyone, it's me Erica, and today I have a series review on The Wolves of Mercy Falls by Maggie Stiefvater. The first book in the series is Shiver. This is where we meet Sam and Grace. When Grace was younger, she was attacked by the wolves, but was saved by one in particular. From that day forward, the wolf that saved her was known as her wolf and stood at the edge of her yard every day in the winter. Little did she know that the wolf in the backyard was actually a human boy. One day they are forced to meet face to face. So in Shiver, we really grow to know Sam and Grace as characters and get to see their background and just what their life was before they met each other. Also in this book, we learn the mechanics of the wolf pack. We learn what makes them change into human to werewolf and vice versa. Unlike normal werewolves, it is not the moon that changes them, it's the weather. During the summertime, they are human, but during the winter and the colder months, they become werewolves. And after a while, the werewolves stop shifting, and it takes more and more heat to turn you back into a human. So after a while, you just stay in wolf form until you pass away. And this is the main conflict in Shiver. Sam believes that this is his last year as a human. If he shifts into a wolf again, it will be permanent and he will never be human again. So Grace and Sam are struggling with that fact, and they are trying to keep Sam human as long as possible. I really enjoyed Shiver and I gave it a 4.5. I believe on my review I said 5 stars, which I will link that below if you want me to go more in depth about this book. But I gave it a 4.5, and I really enjoyed the world and just the wolves and Sam and Grace. Their relationship was so cute, but very bittersweet. At the end of this book, I totally cried, and it just was so cute. And it was intense also. It had some mystery, and that's all I'm going to say about Shiver. The next book in the series is Linger. In this book, we are introduced into some more characters, such as Cole, and we become more acquainted with other characters, such as Isabel. The main issue in this book is that Grace has suddenly fallen very ill, and they don't know what's wrong with her. They don't know if she's going to be okay, and it's just trying to figure out if when she was attacked when she was younger, if she was supposed to shift and she didn't. So throughout this book, it is very much the struggle between wolf and human for almost all the characters. This book is definitely a bridge from Shiver to the final book, Forever, and it just everything builds in this book. It just keeps building on top of each other, and it just becomes extremely intense. And at the end of the book, you really feel like you're gonna lose some of the main characters. This book was just very much a stepping stone from one major book to the next. I gave this one a 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. You make some great discoveries in this book, and it really makes you question if the weather is the only thing that makes the wolves shift and not shift. Just such a building book that you really feel like it's all going to be unleashed in the next. The final book in the trilogy is Forever. While everything was building in Linger, it just gets all released into this book. There's so much character development in this book. You seriously see some characters make a total 180 in their personality, and I just love the way Maggie Stiefvater does a beautiful job by doing that. The main conflict in this book is that Isabel's father has orchestrated a mass hunting trip to take out all the wolves. It's really the struggle with reality, still the struggle between human and wolf, and just how they are going to solve this major problem. Another big aspect of the book is Cole trying to find a cure for the werewolf. We have many different issues of all types happening in this book, and it's actually still building in this book. It's still getting more and more intense. You just feel like the book's gonna friggin' explode with all this intensity, and seriously, the end had me on the edge of my seat the whole time. It just kept getting worse and worse, and you seriously thought there was going to be no way out. There was one part where I was like, okay, it's getting better, and then it just got even worse. It was probably one of the most intense endings of a book that I've read ever. If you've started the series and put it down, pick it up again because you gotta see how it ends. Maggie Stiefvater really wraps up the story quite nicely, and it's sad to see all these characters go because you've just become so attached to them over the 3 books that you feel like they're a part of you. They are extremely realistic, and they just grow so much. I gave this one, just like Shiver, a 4.5. This series is really great, and I really suggest you pick it up if you haven't already. It's a bittersweet romance, it's paranormal romance, it's about werewolves. I mean, why not? It's definitely a cuter romance, just something that you want to have in your life that is between Sam and Grace. They're just perfect for each other, and then we have the imperfect relationship of Cole and Isabel. And just the whole story, even though it is paranormal romance, it is still really realistic, and who knows, there could be wolves in your backyard that are also human. Just grow to love the characters, and grow to love the romance, and grow to love the wolves. It has intense mysteries and just questions that you want to know the answer to. I love Maggie Stiefvater's writing in this trilogy, and she has grown to be one of my favorite authors, and I will definitely be picking up her other series and her other standalones. It's not the best series in the world, but it's definitely one to pick up. Overall, I give this series a 4.5. It did have some flaws, but overall I loved it, and I think you guys will too. I'm really glad I read this trilogy, and I hope you guys pick it up if you haven't already. Leave a comment below on what you thought in this series, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye!